to Studio Lou. It is Cindy and it is Sunday afternoon. So I am working on the altered book for the Rainbow Brite journal series. So I thought I would just record a little bit of my process and I can show you how I do an altered book. There are plenty of different ways online that you can see on YouTube and on other places to do one, but this is how I do one. So I ended up changing the book that I was going to use for the altered book. I had that Decameron book, but then I remembered that the color of it being that deep indigo blue, I wanted to use that to make an indigo journal. So I switched it to this German book, and I have no idea what this means, so I will apologize if it is offensive in any way because I do not speak German. But this is going to cover this anyhow. And then there's going to be some sort of like gold stars, gold leafing going on. So anyways, I've gotten this far in this book. So the concept with an altered book is you want to be able to remove enough pages that you don't get this explodedly huge book when you cover the remaining pages, okay? So what I've done is the first thing that I do is I look for the first time I can find a section where there are 2 pages that are connected, like, you know, or one little signature here. So I'm working in revolutions of 6, and sometimes it takes me a little while to see what's going to work. It all depends about how things are going to tear. So what I've done in this book is I am I'm going 6 pages and then I'm removing 6 pages. And in between the middle of that, I am creating what I call a stump. So when you're tearing out a bunch of pages in a book, you don't want to weaken the spine. So from time to time, you want to create a stump, which is where you just take a razor knife and you slice down, but you leave about like a quarter to half an inch of 2 pages, because later on we're going to come back and we're going to take a thin glue stick and go down here and actually glue those down. So anyways, what I've been doing is tear 2 out, then create a stump, and then tear 2 more out. So yeah, so then the next thing I'm going to do after so that's my, now I'm going to leave 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pages. Okay. Now I'm going to tear out 2 more. I think I've gotten off track here. Hold on. Because see, I want to be able to tear out 2 that are attached to one another. So hold on, I might need to actually go back and fix what I did. So after that stump, is this where I have 2 connected pages? Right here. Yeah, these 2 are connected to those other 2. So let's tear these out. 2. Then let me just double check that I like what I have here. Yeah. Let's see. Those will tear out together. So I've got my stump. Then I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pages. Okay, good. So then these ones we will probably tear it, but I just got to double check. So you're sort of looking all the time to see what the effect will be. So these ones I just tore, so now I'm going to do a stump. So it's tear 2, stump, tear 2 more. That's what I've been doing. There's our 2 torn pages. Then and I say, like, once you get in a groove doing this, just finish the whole thing, because then you know that the pattern that you've chosen is the right pattern. Because I think my problem a couple of seconds ago there was that I got distracted, and that will get you every time. The distraction will get you. So 1 and 2. Okay. Now we go back to the next 2 after the stump, and we tear those out. And see, now I know I'm back on track because I'm able to tear them out together right off of the string. And then I have my stump like that. So now I leave 6 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I'm going to remove 2 by ripping. And see, we're back to normal again because they're together. And again with the creation of another stump. I won't go too deep, too hard because I don't want to remove a ton of pages this way. Only 2. 1 and 2. And then here we go. And I didn't over mark it too much, hopefully. There we go. Okay. There's 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then tear 2. And a stump. There we go. Tear 2 more. And I keep the majority of the pages that I tear out because I might use them for something else in this book. Like, it's good to have pages that are the same size as your book, because if you're going to do like a flip out or anything like that, it's good to have that exact same book page size. Six. Overscored here a little bit, so it's just going to make it a little tougher for me to get the page out, but it's not a big deal. You just rip down, just keep going, be brave. There we go. And I'll just throw away the scraps from the end. Now, so any of this messiness isn't going to matter because you're coming back. You don't have to like take tweezers and pick out every little piece of paper. You're going to come back and you're going to neaten it up with this stump, so don't worry about it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oops. 2. There we go. That's my problem. Okay. That's okay. I'm just going to leave that alone because, again, I'll be able to fix it with my stump. Just take a look here at what I'm going to remove this one piece. There we go. And that little tear there doesn't matter because, again, we've got this little piece to cover it. tore, 1 stump, and 2 more to tear. 1, 2. The biggest challenge that I typically have is that I score a little too hard. So it's just like, it means I've got to do a little extra ripping like this. But all in all, it makes the book like a lot more secure to have these stump pages. So I recommend doing that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And if you are ever planning to do like a round robin altered book where you're sending out like a book to be altered by multiple artists, I definitely recommend preparing it this way before you do so. Otherwise, what happens is the first like section of your book that you know, your artist friends work on is going to quickly get a really like thicker and bigger as they alter it. So then what's going to happen is it's going to be all fat in the front, and then you're going to basically have this big spread here, and then all these pages get jammed together, and then your spine will be kind of like on a permanent slant to whatever direction has been altered. So you don't want that. So I think I've mitigated my overscoring process by only scoring once instead of twice. Yeah, I have no score marks here, and this cut fine, so it's perfect. So I need to still tear 2 more here. And we're getting close to the end. 1, 2, 3, oops, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then this is the back page, so it's fine. So there you go. You'll see that now the book, it has a lot of space here. It has all these little, you see how the stumps are visible right here? So that's going to allow me to stuff this book full of things to cover those pages. And then when it expands quite considerably, it's then going to be a normal book with a normal spine that is straight with a nice curve, and it's not going to get super overextended. So that's what you want in a journal, is you want to have it a little wider here and then to come down thinner here, because then as you fill in those pages with pockets and journaling tags and artwork, then it's not going to have that problem. So now what I need to do is essentially just glue down my stumps. I'm just going to pause you for 1 second while I find my thin glue stick. Okay, so the glue stick that I use for these, it's not particularly like technical or anything. It's actually just an Elmer's multi-purpose glue stick, strong, long-lasting bond, great for home repairs, quick fixes, and more. Bonds strong to a variety of surfaces, easy water cleanup. So the reason that I use this particular glue stick for this is because I need a thin tip. You could use like a wet glue for this if you wanted to, like art glitter or whatever, but you just want to make sure you use a really fine line so you don't get a buildup and rippling in the center. So this, it's actually squeeze glue, and it has this little end on it that helps you to kind of guide the glue. So what I do is I just kind of start a little here. Very, very, very thin. Then you take the end and you smooth it across. Then separate the stump and bend the spine back a little, and then stick down one side. And then you want to do the same on the other side. There we go. And doing this actually is quite soothing because it really creates a very nice, perfect edge. And that's really like satisfying to me. Then you've got your lump of papers. And again, we're back here again. Okay. Okay. I think this is where I got slightly off pattern when I was folding. But don't worry if you have like a section like that. Like this is its own new signature, so that's why it's not as perfect as the last one. The thing about an altered book, you're not going to see any of this. It's all going to be covered. Plus, it's going to be a lot more solid by the end of it because of all of the pages that you're going to be adding into it. So, and you'll see that it's going to get more and more solid here as I go because I got back on track. There are just two spots that I got off track here, both of which were times when I just got a little distracted. So like I said, try to get the whole thing finished in one shot. If you find the pattern in the book where the pages will rip apart and then let you cut and then will rip apart again, where the pages essentially are attached, that's what you want to do. You want to get that all sorted out all at once. Because it doesn't take that long. Like I just processed like this book that's like 460 pages or something. And it's taken me probably like 20 minutes, if that. So I don't even think it took that long, to be honest. This morning I ended up doing a little homeschooling / artsy project with my daughter, which I may share some in a YouTube video for my sort of alphabet creativity series because it's actually batik. We're going to do encaustic painting for our letter E week from homeschooling, but I realized that my skillet that I use for artistic kind of means, I only have I think one that I'm aware of, it's currently full of beeswax because I was doing fabric batik, like I was doing batik, so I can't use it for encaustic painting right now. So I said, you know what, forget it. One of the nice flexible things about homeschooling is that, you know, you make it your own. So there's just a little extra glue that I got on the page here, so I'm just gonna sort of roll it back and forth on the paper until I can just sweep it off so it doesn't stay sticky. And again, don't stress about stuff like this. This page is going to be covered. It's just a little extra dry glue. It's not a big deal. Yeah, so we did some fun batik. I liked doing that. And then we're going to dye it a little bit later. We've got the wax is all dry now and cool. So there we go. Try to angle this so I don't get any excess this time. There we go. And again. Open up. Okay. A little extra glue on my fingers here. There we go. And this was the spot, I think, where I got a little bit messy because I got off track again. So I've got like some ripped edges here. So I'll just tear them out a little bit, not a lot. Okay. See, we're already halfway through the book, and it's only been a few minutes. So hopefully you're doing something as you watch this. You're crafting along with me, or doing some kind of fun art, maybe some watercolor, or maybe knitting or something. I'm a little bit behind the last couple weeks just because of work. I'm sort of a little bit stressed out because I haven't posted an update in my Etsy shop like this week yet, but I am running my Cyber Week sale, so please take advantage of the sale. And I'm going to be updating eventually. I'm really in a making phase right now, and I haven't felt like spinning yarn this week. I get in these grooves of wanting to work on one thing and not another, but I am starting to feel like I want to spin again. I just processed a fleece like a little bit ago. And sometimes processing fleece can be a little bit exhausting for me, especially if it's like a fleece that I have to really comb a lot of vegetation out of, which this fleece was. It was worth it. It's a beautiful fleece, but like, I don't know. Having to comb vegetation out of fleece can be a little daunting sometimes. And sometimes I wonder if I've just been spoiled by having so many nice prepared fibers that like every now and then I feel like I'm losing my connection to where the wool comes from. I will never stop processing fleece though. I love working with fleece. I love unprocessed fibers that I get to process myself. So it actually is still quite rewarding, but you know, like all things, I kind of go through these rhythms of what I want to do and what I don't want to do, and sometimes I don't want to do anything messy, I think, because that's really what it's about. Like, I don't mind the majority of the process of like processing wool. It's just that it's messy, and I have enough messes to clean up in a day with 2 kids and being home all the time because of the way the world is right now. It's like there's a lot of messes to clean up. So I'm probably going to print my digitals tonight to start working on these guys. So I'm excited about that. I am also going to try to work on just doing some spinning too, though. I also have a lot of yarn that I need to skein and dye. And get that all up in the shop. So I hope everyone, this is, you know, the time. This is probably the hardest time for small businesses, especially those that solely depend on, you know, your help to survive this season. So I really hope that you'll support small business. Don't just buy from those big companies online or those big stores. A lot of small businesses really hoping that you're going to support them for the holiday gift purchasing that you might be doing. Most stores, small stores, like small businesses, are set up online with a shop. I think most small businesses, you know, pretty much already had that, because that's just kind of almost the requirement of small, especially artistic businesses. So don't forget them during all this advertising about Cyber Monday, Black Friday, and so on. Don't forget that everybody is doing something good, not just the big retailers. And hopefully we can help our friends just get through this holiday season that they really depend on. We're almost done. I think I only have like 3 more to go. See, once you get in a groove, you start getting better at whatever it is that you're doing. So you might start out a little sloppy like I do, definitely with most things, but then you get better at it. For me, there's a little added pressure of doing this on camera. I sort of feel like, oh, are people going to think that I'm, not so good at this? But it doesn't matter. It's like, just have fun. We're making journals. And they are high quality journals that are going to be around for many, many years to come. So this is the one that got that little tear at the top. So I'm just going to glue that down, make sure I get all the way to the top on both sides. This little piece here. There we go. There. Like it never happened. Okay. I think this is the last one. Yep, this is the last one. So hopefully it hasn't been too boring watching me do this, but again, sometimes the videos I make are a little like slow TV, just making stuff. Not everything is like a big, exciting like thing. Almost to the end of this glue stick. So these are good for, I guess, just about maybe one of these journals, a little bit more. But that's okay because they're so inexpensive. Like 2 for $1.20 at the, I went to KW Surplus and got mine. That's where mine came from. It is a store in Kitchener-Waterloo, one of my favorite towns, well, cities to go to. It's a city that feels like a town because it's like, I don't know, it's just wholesome. Wholesome. Okay, so that's that. All my pages are glued like so. And I'll just go back and kind of individually just give them a press right at the area of the stump. And that's just going to train them a little bit to go relatively straight. Good. And just give your spine a little bit of a tug both ways. There we go. So that is that. Then, I think I will attach this to the front, probably. I'll do that now, I guess. I don't see why not. Yeah. I could actually use art glitter glue. No, you know what? This is like a fabric-y kind of book, so I'm going to use Fabri-Tac. Okay. There we go. And just hang on to this a little bit. Don't press too hard because we don't want the glue to come bulging out or anything. So hopefully you get the hang of using this glue. I think I have. Generous but not, excessive is the way. And then you just give kind of a nice firm and even balanced press, and it will adhere itself very quickly. It's a really great glue. Okay, So that is what I'm going to do with that for now. Next stage is just really getting all of the digitals and all of the artwork created. So I think next couple videos might be that. So there's going to be, in total, 3 Rainbow Brite journals. Now I might actually, while I have it, let me see. Sorry, I'm off camera 1 second. Okay. I just need to snip this. Will this fit? Yes, it will. Okay, so I think I'll do the same thing. You know, I think this needs a little bit of weight. It needs something to sit on it. Let's just put my tape on there just to sit on top of this because it's a little thicker because it's a puzzle. So I think we'll just set those on there. Just a little bit of weight. It doesn't need a lot, just a little. So I don't want it to come up at all. Okay, and then meanwhile, I'm just going to cut this out. Just cut around Rainbow Brite. This is the same thing I did on the other 2 puzzle journal covers. It's kind of a wavy, loose cutting. Okay. Then look at my pinky red ink here, my pinkish ink, and I'm just going to ink around the edges. Okay. I think we'll Fabri-Tac that as well. And I'll go back and clean up the little bits of glue that you might see here and there. This little, it's not even glue, it's just little pieces of cardboard. Okay. Okay, so let's just leave these tape right here, just to hold these down. That one's adhered well now, just this one. Okay, so that's where I think I'm going to leave off for today. So thanks a lot for watching. Next videos are probably going to be heavily Rainbow Brite centric. And yeah, all my social media information is in the description box. I would absolutely love it if you subscribed. Leave me a comment, say hello, and check out my Etsy shop. Right now I'm having a 20% off all orders over $50 plus free shipping for Cyber Week. So I hope you're all having a wonderful Sunday, and I will talk to you soon.